And with that, we have Brad Sellers in the house to talk a little Cavs.
Man, is it good to see the king again.
OG.
Hey, what's happening?
What is up?
I'm still around.
Hey, kidding me? Hey, I got to say this first. Congratulations to your daughter. I've been checking out on Twitter. You've been posting some stuff. She out here looking top 5 in the game right now, man. She's doing her thing, man. Salute to her.
I appreciate it. You know my line, keep your head down, keep working, stay humble.
Nose to the grindstone.
And keep it moving.
She will. I know she will because she has you behind her, reminding her that.
Are there WNBA mock drafts?
Yeah, they put them out.
Where they got her?
Well, she still got another 2 years.
Oh.
She still got another 2 years.
Oh,
she
yeah,
could,
she
could come out.
Early,
if you have a
trending though to be
if you
top
it's rare
5,
on the women's side, right? It's rare on the women's side.
She's doing well.
She could feasibly be a number 1 pick in the future.
Yeah, so this is a crucial year if you want to do that, right? And so
and how excited are you that the women's Final Four is in Cleveland?
Oh, I'm pumped.
Like, I mean, first of all, from a timing standpoint, it couldn't be any better. Women's college basketball, and correct me if I'm wrong, in my eyes, is as hot as it's ever been.
Well, I'm gonna be honest with you, Jay. We targeted that. We saw that years ago.
Did you really?
When it was time to make selections, I was like, "That's in Cleveland. Year 3. This your junior year. This should be it."
Wow.
I said, "So your thing should be," and I'm always gonna hear about like, "We're playing in Cleveland. We ain't got to get your mom and them ain't got to get a hotel."
No, but can you imagine the crowd? Can you imagine the crowd base that Maryland? I mean, it's going to be nuts.
It's pretty much like when Paige Beckers went back to Minnesota. UConn went back and played in the championship game in Minnesota. It's the same thing.
Yeah, as a homecoming.
And I said, so here, this is it. So, but she's trending. The thing I have to caution her always on is this, right? No distractions.
Right.
Stay focused. Right, you're here. You're knocking on the door.
How have you been?
I'm good.
Good. We've missed you. We really have.
Listen,
I'm thrilled that basketball season is back because it gives us something else to talk about, but also because we get to see you now.
And real quick, before we get into our 5 burning questions, shout out to Brad for officially having a basketball court named in his honor.
That's right.
Yeah, right.
That's right.
Brad, that is the highest of high. Earl's daughter plays at the Brad Sellers Court.
That's great.
Warrensville High School. So that is a nice little UCSS tie. And Brad, congratulations.
Well, what did that feel like when you saw it for the first time?
Well, shout out to Warrensville City Schools, because when they said they were going to wanted to do it, I really didn't think it was, I go about my day every day.
Sure.
Right? So I'm thinking, okay, it's a little dedicated. I walked in, there's things at Brad Sellers Arena. I'm like, and this thing is all laid out. I'm like, and this is a brand new facility. This is a brand.
And it's beautiful.
I said, this thing is unbelievable. And I was like, and the superintendent we didn't tell you exactly what we were doing, but this is what we're doing.
I think it would be fitting if Maryland makes the Final Four.
Yeah.
I know that oftentimes they get the court to work out, but also it's not always available. If they're looking for a court to go through practice, what better synergy than to have Maryland come and work out at Brad Sellers Court?
I think he could arrange
we
that.
can make that happen.
Yeah, you know people.
And the thing about it, I like it is this, and Bridget Freeze, coach of Maryland, this is the thing she does that, and it's not for just them. She opens up to the public so they can see.
Wow.
Girls can see what this is about.
It's important.
It's important.
It is the sport.
It's important.
And also, I read a couple days ago when the WNBA finals were over, highest rated WNBA finals, best attended. I think that the pro game for the women is feeding off the energy of the women's college game.
Yeah, it is.
Because fans were more exposed to the women's Final Four last year than ever before. And I think they've realized the fundamentals are there. The quality of play is there, and it's entertaining. The WNBA finals were wildly entertaining.
I would just say from top down, not just because I have somebody or two that participate in NCAA level, their basketball, the way they play is reflective of years ago, right?
It's a team game.
It's a thorough game. It's a team game.
Yeah.
You get to, people stay in school. You get to watch them grow over time.
Yes.
Fundamentals
are key.
Fans get to follow players. Like, I remember when she was 18,
That's
and
right.
now,
Right.
and
Yeah.
there's a lot to be said for that.
Yeah, and the that's hurt men's college
It's
basketball.
killed it.
We don't know the players.
Right.
Unless you're a diehard.
Nope.
Because
And when you get to know them,
Right.
they're gone.
Yeah, because when we were kids, you knew guys at least 3 years. Like Magic, I think, left after 3 years. But like everybody stayed, except for a few guys here and there, played at least 3 years in college.
Mikey's going to do. We got to turn the page to the Cavs because they opened the season, and we're excited about that. Obviously, as much as we were disappointed at how last year ended, it's funny how you just kind of forget about that, and you're ready to turn the page, and they're going to start doing that tonight. Mikey, how are we going to dive into our Cavs talk? What's on?
Yeah,
on
so I have 5 burning questions for the Cavs' upcoming season that I feel like are the biggest 5 questions that need to be asked.
Are we going to need antibiotics for these or no?
No, these are not burning in that sense. Okay. These are the hottest questions that Cavs fans and the Cavs team need to have answered by the end of the season. So let's start with this. I'm going to throw it out there, and if you want to let Brad answer first and the rest of you guys tail off, you're more than welcome. G, you can collect yourself. You can let
let me get myself together.
The first burning question for the Cavs for the 2023-2024 season is, did they add enough shooting in the offseason? Point blank period. That is question 1. Brad, you want to start us off?
So I say the Cavs added some much needed shooting. You know, in the playoffs last year, we were at times really playing 4 against 5, right? And it's no slight on Isaac Coro or anybody else. We were playing 4 against 5. That's how the Knicks designed it against us. So we went out and we got a couple players that are going to help us go forward, right? The question will be is, for us, did the core unit that came back this year, did they learn a lesson? Are they ready to take the next step forward?
Because they have skills they didn't have last year.
That was a lesson. I think everyone that was in the building saw there was a lesson being handed out by the Knicks.
It
sure was.
Yeah.
And I don't think it got by anybody.
But is this shooting enough? Because they were woefully bad at shooting the 3 last year.
Well, I think you got 2 guys, and Strus and Niang, that can shoot the ball, right? My question will be, and I'll see it here early, and for the Cavs is, have we solidified the 3 slot? That's the question.
Yeah,
that
I
is the
imagine
question.
that's going to be one of Mike's.
So who's going to start at the 3?
Tied into him.
Okay.
Is Strus definitely going to start?
I think it's by committee. As you know, I don't know who they're going to go with tomorrow night, right?
Yeah.
And so the rotation kind of thrown off because Jared's not going to be there. And so
is that for sure?
I heard it yesterday was
because I didn't know that he'd been officially ruled out.
It's official. He's
He's
been listed as doubtful and not expected to play.
Hey, y'all know what question I'm about to ask him, right? Y'all know what I'm gonna ask?
Yeah, you mentioned 2 shooters that they acquired.
I didn't hear nothing about the other shooter.
But there was a shooter that they acquired through the draft.
Emoni Bates, let's roll out.
That's on the list.
That's
on the list.
I saved that for the
I'm
end.
just waiting. He told me, you gotta wait, G. Bush. Wait.
I was going to sneak it in.
We're going to walk into that, G.
Yeah.
We're going to walk into that.
But I think we can almost get a preview of his answer. When he talked about the shooters that were acquired, he did not mention Emoni Bates.
Because I got some background. I got some background because I would just tell you, shooting and playing at 3 are 2 different things. They're entirely 2 different things. You have to understand the psyche of a 3. I was a 3, right?
Yeah.
And the psyche of a 3 should be, wasn't mine, but the psyche of a 3 in this league is that you're a go-to person.
Yeah.
You've got to be a go-to person. You're not a facilitator. You're not a person that's to go set screens. You know, I was just in the antimatter world playing along with a guy that shot the balls, right? Shot the ball all the time, right? But the 3's position is a go-to position, right? So we picked up some shooting. I didn't say they were go-tos.
Yeah.
Right.
They're shooters.
Certainly not.
Right.
Yeah.
So the question is, back to the 3, is that problem and going to be answered? Because it was a problem.
It was. It was a glaring weakness.
Yes.
And
anybody smart in this business in a playoff scenario going to box you in a week.
Well, and that's what they did.
That's what they did.
That's what they did.
And exploited it.
3-1.
Right.
All right, Mike.
Question number 2. Is Evan Mobley ready to take the next step towards superstardom?
And I say yes. It appears to be that he's ready to do that. Year 3 is usually the year where you make the leap.
Right.
So that begins tomorrow night.
Can you give us any insight on things he's done in the offseason, things that he tried to add to his repertoire? Like, why do you believe he's ready?
Stayed in the weight room.
Oh, big.
Stayed in the weight room because you can see his physique, and you're like, whoa.
Is it changed?
Oh, yeah, it's a little bigger. Right?
He's put on 8 pounds of muscle, and he
well,
built
he's
a
never
whole
gonna be.
gym.
He ain't gonna be Shaq, but I mean,
No.
but the way they got it done last year sent you back to the laboratory. Now that told me when I first saw, I said, "Whoa, you came
and
back."
And he put in the work.
I said, "You came in and put in some work here, right?"
Good.
Now the other thing I've seen in the preseason, he wasn't running around here trying to do a whole bunch of things, right? He was trying to do the things that he could get paid
He needs
off
to work
of.
on.
Right.
Yeah, right.
Just here, I don't need to do 1,000 things here.
Sure.
Right. You can be the master of many. I mean, the jack of many and the master of none. Right. So your bread and butter is here. The mentality I see for Evan that has to occur is this: will you be aggressive enough to demand the ball from Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell?
Right.
Drop that thing in here to me. Yeah. Because that position, when you're one of the big guns, you have to take that position. You have to know that, players have to know that if you don't get fed the ball, it's going to be a problem, right? And see, we all know when you're playing with bigger, better people, if you don't get to the ball, it's a problem. Now, if you run around here in court and don't say anything about it, they're going to just toss you to the side like, he don't care, right?
Yeah.
Let me ask you this question, Brad. Because Evan Mobley, to me, he's a unicorn. We was looking for the unicorn status. We want that.
Yeah, he's that.
Now, I seen this dude, Wemby.
As a freak.
Does Evan Mobley have any of that coming in the future? Because
Wemby's what, 7'4"?
It's
so
crazy.
So
he's a different breed.
So he's a different breed. I mean, that's a freak. I mean, he's got the skill set of many.
Step back game.
Many.
On them
blocks. Right?
Pull up.
Right. So that's what people saw. So when you see that comes around every blue moon. Evan Mobley's not that, right? And they don't have to be that. Because you got two dog guys out front, Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell, right? The question, can you insert yourself into that mix? There's no reason why they couldn't have three guys that go for 20 a night.
Does he have the mentality to do that?
We're going to find out, Jay.
Because that's my biggest question. You can go into the weight room.
Yep.
You can work on your footwork and some low post moves, but it needs to be in here, and I don't know that it's there.
You have to demand your space.
Right.
You have to demand your space, and so that way people respect that is his space.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, if I come down here and the guys I know that really will get it in, if you didn't feed them, they wouldn't run them down the court 6-7 times without touching the ball.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about?
Just
you
on a rebound.
You better drop that thing in here.
He needs to find his voice.
That's right.
And he needs to be the squeaky wheel.
Right.
And
now, Jay, imagine if you can have 3 20-plus scores. I'm not just talking 20, 27, 24.
You're a deep run playoff team.
You're a run playoff team.
Yeah,
you're a
deep
deep run
run.
playoff team.
Yeah.
Deep run.
Is that what you?
What did he average last year? What did he finish?
Like 16,
17.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a forceful 15 or 16.
no, it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was usually a quiet.
It was
15.
like I'm a complimentary guy. Well, I don't
Right.
want to be a complimentary guy.
Yeah.
I'm be a focal guy.
He's an entree.
Yeah, a focal guy.
Yep.
And then that way, boy, you should see the attitudes like come. Well, especially when I was on the Pistons. Oh my God, don't get my boy Mark Aguirre. I love Mark to death. Don't let Mark Aguirre get that ball a couple times. Boy, it's gonna be a conniption fit on the sideline.
Yeah.
Chuck Daly, when they pull him out of the game, be like, Brad, go get Mark. They just put their head down when Mark walked by.
Let me
Just so Mark can get by and go to his seat.
OG, remember how they used to do Kevin Love, right?
Yeah.
With the big three. They used to every first play of the game.
Yeah.
Let's get Kevin involved.
I hate that. But go ahead. I used to be that guy.
Why you get the ball
and then not come back to you.
Yeah. You got yours.
Right.
So why, is JB gonna make an emphasis on making Mobley a part where he get more players?
Well, I think JB reacts to the reaction, right? Listen, tomorrow night when we tune in, bull,
Yeah.
keep your eye focused on Mobley. I want to see your position.
Yeah.
Do you want this thing? Because when you see women, he wants the ball.
Oh, no.
Oh, you're going to bring this over
You
here.
think he's gonna? By the way, you think he's gonna be like a top, I'll say 20 player as a rookie in the NBA?
Oh, yeah.
He's already there right
I
now.
think so. I
Top
think
10 maybe? Or
I
is that
don't
too
go
high?
top too high. But I said,
Yeah,
but
we can
I say
slow
Bull,
roll it, but
he's a freak.
just on his
I like
skill
when
set.
I see the highlights, I say, what is this?
No, I had to inform myself on it.
What is this?
I said, this is nasty. He blocking jump shots, bro.
What is this?
Brad, who's his comp? Who is the guy that
He is. Let me, if I can roll it, he's a.
Because I don't think there's one
He's
player.
a multitude of people.
I know.
You've got some Durant in there, right? Because he's looking to score. You got some Ralph Sampson in there because
I
of
thought
size.
Ralph Sampson was the guy I thought of.
This is a creative player.
Yeah.
You got some guards because his passing game is stellar.
He's
right?
a cheat code.
Oh yeah,
He can run the floor.
He can run the floor.
Is he going to get some quadruple doubles with blocks?
Probably.
Is that possible?
It's gonna happen.
This is a freak.
He's not
and
getting assists like that.
And then that comes on. What is that on tonight? Is that on tonight?
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
It's tonight.
Every team that didn't play yesterday plays tonight.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
tonight.
okay.
They play
Yeah,
tonight
okay.
on TV.
Okay.
Right? He's a freak. And look, the thing about it, and the best thing for him, it's in San Antonio, so he's not gonna be on Front Street every day.
No.
Anybody dial in to see San Antonio?
And he gonna get coached hard.
They will this
too.
year.
Yeah,
He gonna
he's got a
get
great
coached
coach.
hard.
Yeah.
Jay, you ever seen the stick that Barkley does on San Antonio?
With the Riverwalk.
No, with the churros.
No.
Oh,
I don't know that I
yeah.
have.
Look it up. It's funny.
Why? Just that it's boring and there's nothing to do?
No. He talking about the people of San Antonio. It's funny. No, it's funny. It's
What's the
funny.
next one, Mike?
It's funny.
Next one involves Mobley and this person that plays the same position, to a sense, as 1B. We saw it last year, and I think the question will have to be finally answered once and for all this year. Can Mobley and Allen coexist offensively in the playoffs in today's modern NBA?
Yeah, and I say, so Allen's not an offensive player. I mean, he feeds off of.
But we're kind of saying he needs to be.
He benefits from. I don't think he's gonna be that person, right?
Right.
And I don't really need you to be if Mobley steps up and does his thing, because I
Right.
can't have more than 3 people really getting it in, right?
It's
The other
hard.
people are complimentary. So my eyes is not on Jared. It's how much leap, Evan, your 3
Can you make?
did you make?
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
If
Because
he takes that leap, then it's fine.
right, if
Allen.
he don't make
doesn't,
that leap,
yeah.
then people's gonna start saying,
It's
you know,
never gonna happen.
They're right. That's what happens in this business, right?
Can he play at, the spacing part, can he play at the elbow? Can he be a facilitator if they give him the ball and he's at the nail? He can.
I mean, the only thing you have to do at the elbow is catch the ball at the elbow and be able to shoot it from the foul line extend. That's all you have to be able to do. And then 2 dribbles in.
Maybe 1-2
in the
dribbles.
paint. You don't have to be a 3 guy. I mean, it's not like you shooting 7 threes a game, right?
No.
So you shooting a couple threes. I said your consistency is what this is about. Can you consistently be a threat to go from the foul line extended in, scoring the block, in the paint, and can you do it on a consistent basis where if you tell me, gee, you can put up 23, 24 points a night, that's a leap. Because that's 7 points better than you did last year, right?
Yeah,
And so if you
that's
do
a
that,
huge-
that's
line
huge
tonight,
leap.
Mike? What's the line?
2.5.
Who they
They're
play?
favored by
The
2.5.
Nets.
They're at the net.
Yeah, the Cavs are favored by 2.5.
Okay.
Well, the league and the bettors are not a believer yet because they saw what happened against
Yeah.
New York.
That's the last.
It's
one
hard
we've
to
seen.
for me, I'm finding it hard to be excited about the team because of the way it ended. Like, they played so well in the regular season, and then they flamed out in the playoffs. So I'm finding it hard to get excited
Bull has
about
said,
the
"I'm
season.
dismissing the entire regular season this year."
Yeah,
I'll
like,
start
I don't
judging
even
them
care. I don't
in April.
care in terms of, like, I can understand the ride could
Right,
be
right.
fun. There'll be fun games. But in the end, they could win 50. What did they win last year?
51, 52?
Was it 51?
51.
Like, they could win
51,
50-something games again. I'm not going to have a lot of faith going into the
Well,
playoffs.
the regular season is a regular season. It's good and fun to watch, but
Yeah.
the bread and butter is in the playoffs. So if you're making a step as a franchise to the next level, you have to elevate.
That's
You have
right.
to erase what happened in the spring of this year, right? And
Yeah.
you have to erase that.
Yeah.
Because it's in everybody's mind.
And Mike said that leads us right to our next question.
It does. Our next question is the big picture of the Cavs. We have seen in recent, let's say the last decade, small guards have not fared very well in the playoffs outside of Steph Curry. That's actually the history of the NBA. But backcourts with 2 small guards.
Well,
have
what
been
about Isaiah
especially-
Thomas?
That is a rarity.
It's 40 years ago.
Yeah, we're talking 40 years.
All
Iverson.
right, fair enough.
Historically
Yeah,
speaking,
historically,
small
Historically.
guards
You're doing
as
it
your
bigger.
top dog
Yeah.
have not been a championship recipe. So the question is, can Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell, 2 guys who can be all NBA talents this year, be a championship backcourt?
Yeah, I think I said in the answer that they could be, but if you surround them with the complementary people across the front line, if you're gonna go small in the backcourt, your front line got to be big.
Yeah.
It's got to be big,
Well, we are.
right? Well,
But are they the right kind of
Well,
big?
you got 2 bigs, and then you got you don't know.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, well, that's the question
You
mark
don't-
again. It
you
comes
don't-
back to that.
You don't know where you are here,
I
right?
know, I
So that's the problem. I've seen 2 guards. I played with 2 guards. One was 6'1" and one was 6'2". Joe said he'd tell you 6'3", but okay, I'll give Joe 6'3". All right, so the small guards in the stature of NBA players, your front line better be big.
Sure.
Better be big. And better play big.
Let me ask you this. You look at the trade. Do you believe that the Cavs would have been better off letting Mobley develop, letting Garland develop, and keeping Lauri Marketing? And you have a lineup where you got a Lauri Marketing, you got a Mobley, you got Allen, you got Garland, and you still go get Strus and Niang. Would you like that better?
Well,
is that vibe better?
I'm always one G that when you get a transitional talent, which Donovan Mitchell is, that if you have a chance to acquire it, you acquire it. But I'm also a proponent of big lineups. I like big guards, and I like big forwards.
Yeah.
We play big. In Chicago, I'm gonna tell you when we went some lineups here. So Pippen would run the 1 at 6'7". Jordan runs 2 at 6'6". I was running 3 at 7 foot. Horace Grant was 6'10", and Cartwright was 7'1", right? And they were big, mobile. We could get out, right? Contest, block, length, defend, right? And so if you don't have those pieces like that, I can still play with guards, but the front line's got to really do its thing here.
Yeah.
I just keep coming back to it, Bull. That threes position, you're gonna know real quick in this season where the hole is, if there's a hole. You're gonna know it real quick.
Yeah.
And it's, unfortunately, it's the hardest hole to fill.
Right, it's the hardest hole to fill.
Pause.
Yes, super. Duper.
Yeah.
What's the next
Mikey?
Jay, I just answered your text. I don't know how you did that, but yeah.
I don't know what the hell you're asking me right now.
You went back to a text from July 11th somehow and responded to a text from July 11th.
Oh, because you never text me directly.
I know, yeah. So
It's always a part. So I got this, and I'm like, what the hell are you asking me?
yeah, no, you just scrolled back. I texted that on July 11th. You must have scrolled
It was
back.
the last
and
thing
hit
you've texted just me.
No, it's not, and I'll show you after the show. I promise you. You went way up. Last question,
I
G.
did?
Bush. This is the G. Bush special.
There you go.
Brad, please educate the people. Bull, I put this in here just for you.
Yeah.
Is Emoni Bates ready to contribute on the NBA
Oh,
level
yeah.
as a rookie?
There you go.
Very intriguing player.
By the way, Emoni Bates makes Brad look fat.
Yeah. So I would say, I'm gonna tell you this, and so here, nice young man. At the Cavs had a gala a couple weeks ago, Wine and Gold gala, and so he and I got to talking in the hallway. He and I, Emoni and I, and a real pleasant conversation. Handled himself well.
You like him?
Like him. And then I ran into Derek Coleman and Grant Long this summer at a Retired Players Association event in Vegas, right? And so I asked them about, they knew I was broadcasting for the Cavs, and they were like, I said, what about Emoni Bates? Let me tell you about Emoni Bates. He said, he got a lot of talent, but he's somebody got to harness it and bring it in, right? He never really had that coming up, or somebody was saying that this is where we're going. Right. But he got talent. Somebody's got to be able to bring it in. So for me, the things I've seen from the summer league, early in the preseason, he got a chance. I told him this. I said, you have a chance. I said, and I will tell you this, if they give you 2 minutes, turn into 4. If you get 4, turn into 8. If you get 8, turn to 16.
Right.
16 into 32.
And you do that by being productive.
I said, be on time, be about your business, and show them that you're dependable. I said, you got to.
Has he done that so far?
So far, it's been okay. I said, you got a pathway.
Okay, that's not a ringing endorsement.
Well, we only ended this thing in a couple weeks.
No, I know, but you haven't seen any missteps.
No,
Everything has been,
I'm not there on a daily basis,
No, I know.
but the stuff I've seen.
Yeah. So far, so
So
good.
far, so good. I went out to Vegas to see it. I said, let me see what this looks like.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. I wanted to see what it looked like. And so his mind, when I talked to him, I left, I was like, man, his mind in the right place.
That's good.
Yeah,
That's
and he said,
because without that piece, it doesn't happen.
I said, so don't get worried. I said, if they put you in the fourth quarter, don't worry about it. I said, did you know Kobe never really got in his first year like that? They only played him spot minutes.
Yep.
And he said, I knew that because I follow Kobe. I said, yeah, that's how it works in this league. You earn your keep here. And then you build upon that. When you get an opportunity, 2 to 4, 4 to 8, 8 to 16, 16 to 32. If you can just remember that.
Yeah.
And not get bent out of
And
shape.
it is a process.
Yes, it
don't
is.
get frustrated if you don't get those minutes right away.
And guess what? When you watch him in the preseason, one thing I noticed, I said, oh, okay, the veterans then corralled you out. Hey, bro, you can't be pulled. Hey, we ain't gonna do that. Come up, pull it up.
Don't do that. Don't do that yet.
Don't do that. No.
This ain't Eastern Michigan. We got jacket.
You got to rotate that thing a couple times before you can use this.
Early on, it looked like street ball.
Yeah.
It did not look good.
Early.
Yeah, and you could tell the veterans' whispers got to them. What is his high end?
What I think is high end, he could be a solid 22, 23, 24 night game person. Yes, he could, because he can fill it up, right? And and the other thing about the three position that you have to have, you can't have a conscience.
Right.
Yeah, short memory.
That's what my problem. I had a conscience. I feel bad about it.
Right. You throw a pick, you come back the next series, and you throw another one. You know, whatever it takes to get over that.
It's just like the pitcher, Jay. Somebody you gave up a homer, you can't be afraid to throw a fastball anymore.
Same pitch. You got to come right back with the same pitch.
Coming back at you again.
So if that's his high end, what can he be this year? Because G has the highest expectations.
No.
For him.
Listen. Let me tell you this.
Of us.
Of us, yes.
Okay.
If he gets, because he's not the first dude off the bench. You got Karis LeVert gonna come off the bench. Jerome gonna come off the bench. You got
George's
Niang. You got Okoro. That's 4 right there, and you still got Dean Wade that they like. Yeah. So you 11. If he can get. If you get 6 minutes.
What he had, and I'll take Karis LeVert out the picture, he's a guy that can give you punch.
Yeah.
He can get it going.
Yeah.
Now, Dean Wade can't get it going. I mean, do you saw the games in the preseason? Yeah. They were down when they put him in.
Oh. Yeah, there's a spark there.
There's a spark there.
There is something
right? So I don't know where it's going.
Yeah.
But
and we also have to temper it too, because we saw that same spark with DTR.
Yeah.
And then when the bullets turned real, that spark was
DTR,
non-existent.
They said DTR for failure. They did.
No, I know they did. I know they did.
They ruined DTR.
Hey, pop quiz kid, get in there. First time out.
We ain't seen him since.
You know, it reminds me of Tim Couch.
Next thing I saw DTR, he was in street clothes. I was like, oh my God.
They told Tim Couch, you might play a little bit at the end of the year. Halftime, it's 41-0 to Pittsburgh. It's get your ass in there, kid. That's a shock.
In fairness, and you know me, I have crapped all over preseason, and
I know.
But DeJuan Jones, we made a big deal about him in the preseason, and he's lived up to it.
He has.
He's played well.
Yeah. Starter.
So let's end with this, Brad.
What's up?
How far did the Cavs make it in the playoffs this season?
Yeah, where the
we'll go around the horn. Let's put a little prediction, a rapid bow on this.
So if you believe in progression, it would be second round in the playoffs would be the appropriate step. Second round or beyond would be the appropriate step.
Okay.
They have to win a series.
That would mean you would have corrected the first woe.
Because I think if they don't win a series,
right.
I think you're starting to ask questions now, okay, which of these pieces doesn't fit? And by the way, Donovan is probably a rental player now moving forward.
And it's okay because that's the nature of this game now.
Sure, they move.
Oh, they're trading Donovan Mitchell probably at the end of next year, especially if they lose in the first round.
Got to get something for
I hear, and you know, we're gonna hope that everything goes. Because Donovan Mitchell looks like he's ready to go, right? You get to the All-Star break, and it's looking shaky,
and it's not working yet. Then
that's when deals are cut, right? They're like, that's when people start looking at the future and say, so I don't know. So there's enough on the line and on the table, everybody included. That's players. Right. That's JB.
Yeah.
That's everybody.
Sure.
Who's the team? Is it Milwaukee the team to beat? I mean, they get Dame
Lillard. Milwaukee
Milwaukee scares the hell out of me now.
Listen, Dame Lillard is a great pickup. Drew Holiday is a big loss.
Yeah. That's true. That's a good point.
Right, because the one thing that Dame Lillard's going to do, he got to defend somebody over here.
He's going to be the constant dose of that pick and roll.
You'll get over here.
Yep.
Run that pick and roll with him.
Put him right in the mix.
I think that's a good. You got to make it to the second round. If you don't get out of the first round again, then this isn't the formula.
Right.
There's a component that isn't right.
Right.
Do you like Boston? Do you like what they did with Porzingis?
I think that picking up on paper it looks good, right? Problem is Porzingis stays hurt. Yeah. Other thing, you gave up your heart and soul here to get these people, right? Because
Brogdon's gone. I think
Brogdon's gone. Williams and down in Memphis.
What's his name?
The green hair.
We
senior moment.
I get it.
Marcus Smart.
Yes.
Yeah, Marcus Smart. Thank you, my friend. Marcus Smart. So they might not have been 20-point guys.
Yeah.
But when it came to the Celtics and bleeding green, those were the guys.
Yeah.
Right. So now I'm not sure Porzingis is going to bleed green. I'm not.
We'll find out.
And
fast.
I got one more. See, you done played with a lot of the greats. This guy gets mixed up a lot. Where is Joker as far as a big man? Jokic, because it seems like a lot of the old vets, they getting on board with being like, I can't lie, he nice.
Yeah, that's
where does he stand? Where does he stand?
He's very nice. He's nice. And so he. Why are people slow to get on board? Because he's not athletic, super skill you got. But when you look at it in the day, triple-doubled you up. He's winning. You look at his body, you're like, this dude here. And I'm like,
Kind of looks out of shape.
This dude we kill him.
He doesn't look fit.
It's-
But man, you don't make that mistake of underestimating what he
kill
can
him.
do.
Yeah.
He killing him.
He's the guy that shows up
So
at
that's
the
I heard-
pickup
I
game,
heard-
and you're
I
like,
heard-
yeah, I'll take him.
I heard Reggie Miller last night said, great Ann Myers had text Reggie Miller and said, because Reggie was like, man, this the Joker here. He in the top 2 here. He's
Right.
and then Ann Myers texted Reggie and said, well, I saw Bill Walton in his prime. And he was like, Annie? I'm sorry.
Right, yeah.
Nah,
no.
we're not gonna
No.
do that.
I'm sorry.
All right, man, that half hour went fast.
Yeah.
It is so good to see you again.
Good to
you,
see
man.
you guys.
Great to have